What are the most astonishing miracles of Jesus Christ that left witnesses in awe and transformed lives forever? From turning water into wine at a wedding feast to raising Lazarus from the dead, the miracles of Jesus showcase his divine power, compassion, and authority over life and nature. These incredible acts not only provided immediate relief and joy to those who experienced them, but also carried profound spiritual significance that continues to inspire faith today. Join us as we recount these extraordinary events that reveal Jesus' true nature and his boundless love for humanity. Now let's explore the top 10 miracles of Jesus Christ and the lasting impact they have on believers around the world. Miracle 1, exorcising the legion. Jesus encountered a man possessed by a legion of demons who caused the man to live among tombs, breaking chains and cutting himself with stones in a state of torment and isolation. The man's violent behavior and uncontrollable actions made him a threat to himself and others. When Jesus arrived, the demons within the man recognized him and begged not to be sent away. With authority, Jesus commanded the demons to leave the man and enter a herd of pigs nearby. The pigs, numbering about 2,000, rushed down a steep bank into the lake and drowned. Witnesses were astonished as they saw the once tormented man sitting calmly, clothed, and in his right mind. The transformation was so profound that it frightened the townspeople, who then asked Jesus to leave their region. Despite the fear of the locals, the restored man wanted to follow Jesus. However, Jesus instructed him to return home and share the story of his healing. This miracle not only demonstrated Jesus' power over evil forces, but also highlighted his compassion and willingness to restore broken lives. Miracle 2, walking on water. During a storm at sea, Jesus walked on water, astonishing his disciples with his power over nature. As the winds howled and waves crashed, the disciples were terrified, thinking they saw a ghost. Jesus called out, reassuring them, "Take courage, it is I, don't be afraid." Peter, in a moment of boldness, asked to join Jesus on the water. With Jesus' invitation, Peter stepped out of the boat and began to walk towards him. However, when Peter noticed the strong wind, fear took hold and he started to sink. Crying out for help, Jesus immediately reached out his hand and caught him, saying, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" Once they climbed back into the boat, the wind died down, leaving the disciples in awe. This miracle highlighted the importance of faith and trust in Jesus, even amidst life's most turbulent moments. Miracle 3, feeding the 5,000. With just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, Jesus performed a remarkable miracle, feeding a crowd of over 5,000 people. As evening approached, the disciples suggested sending the people away to buy food. But Jesus had a different plan. He instructed them to have the crowd sit down on the grass. Taking the loaves and fish, Jesus looked up to heaven, gave thanks, and broke the loaves. He then distributed the food to his disciples, who passed it out to the people. Astonishingly, everyone ate and was satisfied, and the disciples collected 12 baskets full of leftover pieces. This act of provision not only met the immediate physical needs of the crowd, but also illustrated Jesus' immense compassion and ability to provide abundantly. The miracle left a lasting impression on those present, highlighting his divine power and care for the well-being of all. Miracle 4, raising Lazarus from the dead. Jesus performed one of his most astounding miracles when he raised Lazarus, a close friend, from the dead. Lazarus had been in the tomb for 4 days, and his sisters, Mary and Martha, were grief-stricken. When Jesus arrived, he was deeply moved by their sorrow and the mourning crowd. Despite the despair, Jesus approached the tomb and asked for the stone to be removed. After praying, he called out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" To everyone's amazement, Lazarus emerged from the tomb, still wrapped in burial cloth. This miraculous event showcased Jesus' profound authority over life and death, offering a powerful testament to his divine nature. The resurrection of Lazarus not only brought immense joy to his family, but also strengthened the faith of many witnesses, underscoring Jesus' ability to bring life where there was once only death. Miracle 5, the resurrection. Jesus' resurrection after his crucifixion stands as the ultimate miracle, showcasing his victory over death and sin. After his brutal crucifixion and burial, his followers were engulfed in grief and despair. On the third day, early in the morning, some women went to his tomb and found the stone rolled away. An angel announced that Jesus had risen, just as he had promised. Soon after, Jesus appeared to Mary Magdalene, then to his disciples, and later to over 500 people. His resurrection was not just a return to life, but a transformation, offering hope and assurance of eternal life for all who believe in him. This pivotal event confirmed his identity as the Son of God and his power to redeem humanity. The resurrection not only fulfilled ancient prophecies, but also ignited a movement that would spread his message of love, forgiveness, and salvation across the world. Miracle 6, changing water into wine. At a wedding feast in Cana, Jesus performed his first public miracle by turning water into wine, marking the beginning of his ministry. The celebration was in full swing when a crisis emerged. The wine had run out, which could have caused significant embarrassment for the hosts. Mary, Jesus' mother, informed him of the situation, and although he initially seemed reluctant, she instructed the servants to follow his directions. Jesus told them to fill 6 large stone jars with water, which they did. When the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been miraculously transformed into wine, he was astonished by its superior quality, even better than the wine served earlier. This miraculous act not only averted a social disaster, but also revealed Jesus' divine glory and compassion. It demonstrated his ability to bring abundance and joy, transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary, and affirmed his identity as the Son of God to his disciples. Miracle 7, catching a large number of fish. After an exhausting night of fruitless fishing, the disciples were discouraged and ready to give up. As they returned to shore, Jesus instructed them to cast their nets once more. Despite their doubts, they followed his command. Almost immediately, their nets were filled to breaking point with an overwhelming catch of fish. The abundance was so great that they had to call for help from another boat to bring in the haul. This miraculous catch not only showcased Jesus' power to provide, but also carried a deeper significance. It symbolized his ability to guide and sustain their mission, showing that with faith in his word, their efforts would bear fruit. The disciples were astonished and humbled by this demonstration of divine provision. This miracle reinforced their commitment to Jesus and illustrated that, with his guidance, they could achieve extraordinary results beyond their human capabilities. Miracle 8, calming a stormy sea. While on a boat with his disciples, a fierce storm arose, causing waves to crash over the vessel and filling them with fear. Amid the chaos, Jesus was asleep, undisturbed by the turmoil around him. The terrified disciples woke him, pleading for help, convinced they were about to perish. Jesus stood up and rebuked the wind and the raging waters with a simple command, "Peace, be still." Instantly, the wind ceased and the sea became calm. The transformation from a violent storm to serene stillness left the disciples in awe, marveling at his authority over nature. This miracle not only demonstrated Jesus' power over the elements, but also his ability to bring peace and reassurance in the midst of life's storms. It highlighted the importance of faith and trust in his protection and care, showing that with Jesus, even the most tumultuous situations can be brought under control. Miracle 9, healing the blind and lame. Jesus performed numerous miracles, including restoring sight to the blind and enabling the lame to walk. In various towns and villages, those who were blind came to him, hoping for a miracle. With a touch or a simple word, Jesus opened their eyes, allowing them to see the world for the first time and experience life in a new way. Similarly, he healed the lame, who had been unable to walk, often from birth. Jesus' healing touch restored their strength and mobility, enabling them to stand, walk, and leap with joy. These physical healings were profound, but they also had a deeper spiritual significance. By restoring sight and mobility, Jesus symbolized his power to bring spiritual enlightenment and freedom. His compassion for the suffering and marginalized demonstrated his love and care for all people, offering them a chance to fully participate in life and faith. Miracle 10, cleansing the leper. A leper approached Jesus, desperately seeking healing. Leprosy, a dreaded disease, left those afflicted isolated from society, living in physical and social exile. Despite the social stigma and strict laws against touching lepers, Jesus reached out and touched the man, an act of profound compassion. Instantly, the leprosy vanished, and the man was healed completely. This miracle did more than restore the man's health. It reintegrated him into society and family life, breaking the chains of isolation. By healing the leper, Jesus demonstrated his immense compassion for the marginalized and outcast. His willingness to touch and heal those deemed untouchable revealed his power to cleanse both body and soul. This act of healing showed that no one is beyond the reach of Jesus' love and mercy, offering hope and restoration to all who seek him. It underscored his mission to heal and bring wholeness to every aspect of human life. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the incredible miracles of Jesus Christ. We hope these stories have inspired and uplifted you. To stay connected with more enlightening Bible stories and deepen your faith, subscribe to Bible Stories Official and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below about your favorite miracle. Your support helps us continue sharing these timeless stories with the world.